Hello, friends and archery family. We are here, Archeryshack Shop Talk. I think it's 148. I'm Jeremy,
I'm TJ.
and we're here to talk about archery stuff. Happy New Year.
Yep.
We're recording this on New Year's Eve. It has been extremely slow in the shop today.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to record this and shut her down. But anyway, there's not a whole lot going on in the archery world right now. I made a few little notes here. One thing that I keep seeing is Bowtech is hammering that they've got a new pro shooter. January
Third
is going to come out. That'll be what?
Tuesday, I think.
So it may actually happen before this gets posted. But anyway, I'm curious to see. Everybody keeps saying Kyle Douglas.
Yeah,
I hadn't heard anything, so I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be.
I don't either.
We're about 10 days away from our ATA trip and coverage. We'll be there, of course, ordering stuff. We were just talking. We'll probably do like a late afternoon live feed each day to kind of keep you up to date on what's going on. And then at night, I'll just get, like I did last year, some quick clips of products that we think are neat or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll just slam it all together and post it so you can kind of see what's going on. So that'll hopefully keep everybody in the loop. And we'll go live for 30 minutes or 45 or whatever
Yeah.
from the show. And y'all can ask us questions or whatever you want to do. So that'd be cool. It's in Indianapolis. For those of you unfamiliar, the ATA show is like the yearly, really big archery trade show.
Mm-hmm.
It is shrinking, as I think a lot of stuff is post-COVID, but basically anybody to do with archery products is there. So,
Yeah.
if Spot Hog comes out with a new sight, we'll see it. If whoever, B3 comes out with a new release, we'll see it. If whatever happens, we'll see it most likely. Some companies have backed out this year, and basically a lot more we've been told, are testing the water to see if this is still worth going to. So we're kind of going, thinking this might be it, as far as for us and for a lot of other companies, but it is still a big, big event, so we'll see. Hopefully, I hate it because, mentally, I'm still old school, the 90s. Call the shop on the telephone, pre any of this internet and TikTok and YouTube and stuff. But, we were told some of these companies are spending like $250,000 just to get there and get their people there and products and then back and get stuff shipped, all this stuff. So I don't blame them. You know what I mean? If I wasn't losing a ton of money by not going, I don't think I would go. So.
And PSE normally brings the 18-wheeler in. They hadn't brought it in, 2 years now?
Yeah, they're just bringing like a tent. Prime went from a pretty big setup to literally last year they said they loaded everything up in 3 cars and everybody drove down there. So it's just a sign of the times. I feel like archery is behind on the times. Like, it's the internet age and nobody's grasped that yet. But we'll see. I really think the ATA show will continue to happen for at least a few more years, but I think it's going to condense, and I don't know if that means they'll focus more on classes and trying to, because at the show they'll have these little, I hate to call them rinky dink, but they'll have classes. Some of it's stupid, like nothing that we would care about, like the efficiency of the e-bike by Rambo Bikes or something like that. Like, we could care less, you know what I mean? But if we were a huge store that sold electronic bikes, maybe. And then there'll be some archery stuff, but a lot of it's, I don't know, hit or miss, you know what I mean? I went to one year, and some guy that was supposed to be some big fancy guy up north that owned a big shop, he's trying to tell people they need to shoot right and left-handed through the paper, and we were laughing him out of the building. But I felt bad because newer people that maybe had just started a shop, they're making notes and stuff, and there's some foreigners in the class, they're making notes, and I'm thinking, oh God. But anyway, some of that stuff's hit or miss on those little classes. They do some of them in the morning before the show starts. I used to always go to them, but lately I just kind of skip them because but anyway, I could see the ATA saying, we're going to offer a ton of these random classes to kind of make up for a lot of people not showing up vendor-wise. But I think you're going to continue to see the numbers just plummet. So,
well, and what 5 or 6 of the big name bow companies aren't going to be there.
Yeah, I mean, like when Matthews and Elite and Hoyt back out, that's a big sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's not hurting their numbers any.
Yeah.
There's just a huge. This is most of y'all probably don't care, but
yeah,
it's a big problem. Like the bows get released in October, and then there's a trade show several months later in January. But everybody's already ordered and for a lot of times received all the products. like Bear, for example, they will be there. You know, we received their 2023 bows like the third week of October. So, like,
yeah,
why even go? But they're just such a big company, they're there. So,
yeah.
And they may release something like last year, I think it was a crossbow or something that, you know, the digital sight came out at the show. But
that Razorhead,
broadhead thing, yeah.
Broadhead kit.
But anyway, that's what the whole show is.
Yep.
So, like, if there's something in particular you'd like us to see or send you a message of or whatever, I don't even know what the easiest way.
I'd probably say send us a Facebook message.
Yeah, because at least I'll get it in real time on my phone. So find the Archeryshack on Facebook, send us a message. Hey, would you look at the new arrow rest or the whatever? And we'll try our best. And I mean, we can't like run spot to spot, but we'll do our best to get something on it. So
yep.
Facebook, I guess, is it, or Instagram, but I have to look. I don't think I even got my Instagram messages turned on because I feel bad, and I know it's not probably good, but I'll get on there, and there'll be like 10 messages, and some of them will be from like 10 weeks ago, and I'll be like, oops, but I can't keep this. You got your text, your Facebook, your regular phone calls, you Snapchats. We've talked about this before. I can't keep up. It's a nonstop mess. So
yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, send us a message, especially those couple days. It's January the 10th through the 13th.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, is the 10th the first day, or that's the first night, I think?
That's the first night. The opening day is the 11th.
So basically 11th and 12th would be the two big days to watch out for us there. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we'll be posting a bunch of stuff and trying to take some pictures of stuff, but it'll be fun.
We'll try to do better in our Facebook group, Friends at Archeryshack.
Oh, yeah.
And try to get some pictures, put videos up there. We'll try our best.
TAC
Yep.
was released their date for Tennessee, which is closest to us. What is it, May the 5th weekend?
Yeah, May the 5th weekend.
A lot of people interested in going.
Yeah. I think we've got a pretty good group wanting to go, and a friend of ours, he said he's got about 10 or 12 from where he works wanting to go. So
yeah, should be fun.
Hope it don't sell out quick.
It will.
Oh, yeah, it'll sell out.
For you local folks, once the time changes in March, we're going to test the waters on something, probably call it like Target Thursday. We're going to put out 10 3D targets, and at 6 o'clock, which is technically our closing time, we're going to do like we used to do. We're going to do it's technically a team shoot, but basically you just show up, any skill level, any whatever. We're going to random draw 2-man teams, and then you're going to do captain's choice. So like me and TJ get drawn together, I shoot a 5, he shoots a 10, we count the 10, and then at the end of the 10 targets, whatever team's got the highest score wins like 50% of the money back. So
yeah,
we're going to test that. A lot of people are wanting to shoot out here, and it's just so much production or so much whatever to put on a weekend shoot. I was like, what if we just did a 10 target? Because that'll be about an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then plus time to kind of BS around. But a 10 target team shoot, I think, would be at least something to try. So if you're local, look out for some posts on that, probably starting in March.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I wrote down, a lot of people message me all the time, how do I sell my bow? And I thought maybe we could go over a few. We've done it before, but things kind of change from month to month, you know.
I mean, if you post it on Facebook, there's a lot of buy-sell trade groups on Facebook. So, you know, that's probably your number one place.
Facebook, you got to watch out because you got to watch how you word it.
Yep.
My suggestion has always been, and they can still take it down if you do this, but put, let's say you're selling this Bear Execute, put Bear I guess you could put bear execute C comments or something like that. You don't want to put bow in the main post. You don't, if they know it's a bow, you don't want to put for sale.
Yeah.
They'll flag you. But for whatever reason, in the comments, you can put as many pictures and stuff as you want. So in the comments, you can put, hey, bear execute bow for sale, it's right-handed, 70 pounds, whatever, and you're fine.
Yeah.
And also, don't let it post to Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
If it asks you, do you want to post this to Marketplace? It'll definitely flag you. Craigslist is lost a lot of steam, but I know some people have had good luck selling on there. I don't know about Instagram or TikTok or any of that. It would get some eyes on it, but then you got to figure out how to actually
communicate.
So then once all that goes down and you got to get a payment from somebody, my advice is use PayPal. Make sure you use goods and services. That way, if they try to scam you or vice versa, you're covered by PayPal. You know what I mean? Like if we had a cat one time, basically shipped. He sold a guy a slide bar, sent him the box for the slide bar, and just put a bunch of Allen wrenches in it. You know what I mean? And then I guess once it got to the person and got opened, and he was like, "What the hell?" It was a big brawl. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's the big thing. Definitely do not just ship it and hope you're gonna get paid or think the guy sounds good on the phone. We've seen so many people get scammed.
Yeah. Don't
do it.
And going back to Facebook, if you put it in the groups, I know a lot of groups now are requiring you to have a piece of paper with your name and the date in the photo of the bow.
And it makes sense because that way I'm not just taking like a stock photo I found off eBay or something and saying, hey, send me some money. But there's a lot of, it's the best way, but it's also, if you don't know what you're doing, the easiest way to get scammed is on, doing it through the internet. People come in here all the time. Do y'all take trade-ins? Maybe. But there's two big caveats. One, it usually either needs to be a pretty well-known bow that we think we could resell. And two, most trade-ins, we're going to end up like restringing and doing all this stuff too. We're going to end up, if we make you an offer, offering way, way less than you could get online or wherever. Yeah. And we've had people get pissed off at us, but it's like, listen, look at it from my perspective. It's going to sit on the shelf, let's say, for 2 months. I'm going to end up paying 2 or 3 people that's going to have to set it up or set the draw length, let somebody shoot it. They don't want it. That took up 30 minutes of time. We're going to have to put a string on it. We're going to do all this stuff. So people get pissed off, but it's like, if you look at the numbers here, it's not worth our while to really even do it. So a lot of times we'll just be like, nah, we don't do it. Sometimes Matthews tend to, hold more value. We might take in a Matthews occasionally, but we had a guy had like a 2-year-old Matthews come in, and basically he wanted what he paid for it new on trade-in value. And I'm like, man, I wouldn't even be half of what you're saying. Yeah. And I always try to be super upfront. Like, I don't even want to make you an offer because like you're wanting $1,100, we'd be at like $450. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people, what? But You can, some shops will take trade-ins, some won't, but just know they're probably going to offer you less than anybody because they're going to end up having to pay people to work on it and do all this stuff. And, so that's just my 2 cents. I don't know, of anywhere else you could sell it? If y'all know of any advice, put it in the comments. Years ago, I had made a video, how to sell a bow on Facebook, and it's got a ton of views, but I need to really make another one. It's almost outdated now, but...
You got Archery Talk, but I know Archery Talk, you've got to have so many posts now to be able to view the classifieds and stuff.
They're just trying to prevent scammers, and the same thing, you need to do like PayPal and do goods and services and that sort of thing to make sure you're covered.
I think Venmo has started something like goods and services too, I think. But
if y'all have experience, definitely tell us in the comments if you know of anything else good going, but... That's the big ones. I mean, you got like OfferUp and all that stuff, and I don't think I've ever even used OfferUp. I had it at one time on my phone, and I took it off because I never got on there.
Me too.
Well, and go to like Matthews, for example. There's a group or 2 or 3 that is called Matthews Bows for Sale or Trade, and that's all it is.
Yep.
That's a definite group to post it in, and they'll have in the rules like how to post it to make sure it gets right, you know. I think, about every major brand's somebody started a group like that.
Yeah. I mean, I know you used to at Bucks and Bass, and this is, like I said, it's been 20 years ago now, but, we had the little bragging message board back there in the range where, people put like anything people had like trailers for sale or boats for sale. I know Tractor Supply still has a little bulletin board somewhere. So, something like that, if a shop has it, just, put a picture of it up with your phone number and stick it on the bulletin board.
Or a local shoot, like Kiwi Bowman up here. People all the time, they'll let people lay out stuff they're selling on a table.
Yeah.
It's always better to do it that way, because then you're just basically like, here's a bow, give me cash. You know what I mean? There's no BS, but it's a lot more eyes are on it on the internet. Now there's eBay, but eBay, by the time you pay the fees and the shipping and all that, they're gonna take like 20-25% of your money. So like, just know that, I guess.
Yeah.
Now I've seen stuff on eBay go for more money that kind of make up for it.
Mm-hmm.
But on eBay, you definitely want like really good pictures and a really big, good description to kind of let people know what they're getting and that sort of thing. Because just the fees suck on eBay.
And the biggest thing is if there's not a lot of pictures, request pictures.
Yeah.
Get as much details as you can about the bow.
Yeah. Has it been dry fired? Has it, has it got new or old strings on it? Who made them? How long have you had it? All that stuff. Because like, if a bow's been hunted with in the rain for 2 years, you'd kind of like to know or see some pictures before, or, a guy that's kept it in his closet and shot it 3 times would be worth a lot more than one that's rusted. But you might not be able to tell if he's just got one random junky photo.
Yeah. And that's where the the goods and services pay option is. And look, most people that if you do ship it, always insure it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fixing to ship my bow out, and I made sure that I insured it for what the guy paid for it. That way, and I told him that way, it's, if something happens between me dropping it off and it getting to you, then we're both covered.
Yeah, and it occasionally happens. Like we'll occasionally get a brand new bow and this beat all to hell from the post office or UPS or FedEx or whatever. But yeah, insure it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's basically it. But the less fee routes, probably Facebook, Craigslist, Archery Talk. The most eyes might be eBay, but you're gonna pay some fees. And then probably maybe the quickest is if you're trading it in, but you're not gonna get near as much money.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be marked back up a little bit. So.
And then plus, any of, like Facebook, especially in these groups, ask for references. If you're, dealing with, if you're talking to somebody, just posting, hey, has anybody done business with John Smith from such and such?
Yep.
And there's a lot of people, I've seen it, I see it all the time. Hey, so-and-so, I'm talking to so-and-so about a bow or a release or something. Has anybody dealt with him? And you look in the comments, and there's like 15 comments like, yep, great dude, straight up.
Yeah.
But, just do that. There's supposedly a blacklist on...
I know there's one on Archery Talk.
I can't remember if there's one on Facebook.
I don't know. I guess each group may have one or something, but I don't know. It's just make sure you cover your tracks, basically, because you can get scammed. And we have had a decent number of people that's happened to.
Yeah.
Even John Partain that helps us had an issue, about 2 years ago? Somebody, what happens is, or what I feel like happens is, you talk to them, whether you talk to them on the phone or just through messages, you think, this is a good dude.
Yep.
And then they screw you, and you're like, okay, maybe it's not a good dude.
Well, you put enough trust in them to where you do the friends and family where you're not covered.
Yep.
And that's whenever you get the knife in the back.
And you try to not worry or think that people are that way, but they are, and it sucks. But we've seen it, and if something sounds strange, or I've seen people put bows for sale, and some guy with a weird name that definitely ain't from around here will be like, let's say they got a bow for $800. I will give you $1,000. Like, no, something's up. But people fall for it every day. And speaking of scams, this is going around on YouTube. People are starting another account. So, like, we're the Archeryshack. They might just be Archery, or we're Archeryshack. They might be Archeryshack 1 or something. It'll look very similar with the same logo. They'll steal our logo and put, like, in the comments, "You've won, click here." Don't do that.
It's a scam.
It is a scam, and I keep seeing it on all these YouTube channels, and we're small enough to where usually if somebody posts something like that on ours, I'll delete it pretty quick. If we're going to have a giveaway or anything like that, you'll see it here, and, like, it'll be 100% us, not some random bot or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's something YouTube's going to take care of sooner than later because it's on all the channels.
Mm-hmm.
And people are falling for it. I don't know why. I mean, to me, it's common sense, like, but people are clicking on it and putting in information. It's a mess.
And plus, if we do a giveaway, it'll be live.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about it for weeks, and, like, it'll be a definite deal. And when we do the giveaway, it won't just be we're going to post in the comments. It'll be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't fall for any of that. But every week there's more and more of these scammer people posting shit, and I'll have to delete it and report them. And this is like, good God. There's a drone channel I follow. He's a big channel, but good God, I was looking at his comments one day, and there was hundreds of "you've won." I mean, comment, like, somebody'd say, for us, they'd be like, "Well, what camo's on that bow?" And then below it would be the fake account. "You've won. Click here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Yeah, it's just crazy the way people try to scam. So
It is.
It's crazy.
It sure is.
I know our local 3D stuff starts up here in a couple weeks. Western North Carolina actually has one
next weekend. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Kiwi, and then I'll have to look at the schedule. But if you're local, we're planning on, well, I don't want to, like, fully commit to this, but on the 15th, that's that Sunday, we'll be back from the ATA. There's a shoot. I'm going to try to go, but it's according to, like, if I'm still dragging my butt from all this traveling, I probably won't, but I'm going to try to go. And I've been telling people I'm going to try to go, but I also don't want to build everybody up and me just be, like, falling apart and be like, no. So we'll see. But if you're local, definitely check that one out.
Yeah. Right
above Clemson. Good shoot. We go there a lot when they have shoots, so check it out. What else is going on? I can't even. What's our time here? Okay, I see it.
Trying to think.
Nothing too. It's been a pretty slow week. We were kind of semi-busy or busy or whatever leading up to Christmas, and then we've had like a week of not a lot. Had a few bows picked up, and some bows set up for Christmas stuff. But today's been a complete just crickets.
I guess everybody's out getting ready for tonight or have already started.
About to get crunk.
Yeah.
I can't even think of nothing else happening. But we're gearing up because I know a couple companies are going to release bows at the ATA. I'm sure you'll see a crossbow or two. Probably some other stuff, maybe a cider release here or there.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, Bears kind of got me wondering because, they dropped that digital sight on us at the show. So I'm kind of wondering what's going to drop to kind of like, okay, why in the world didn't you tell us about this to start with?
I think something will happen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it'll be, because I already asked before I ordered our newest batch of sights. I was like, no, nothing's going to change or no whatever at the show. Like, you're not going to come out with the digital sight too. And they were like, no. So
okay.
I know that, but I mean, they could come out with whatever, a stabilizer or another sight or something.
Oh, yeah. What is it? I know two bow companies are releasing bows that are going to be there. I think.
Yeah.
I know the one is, but I ain't sure about the other. I can't remember. I think so.
Hopefully there'll be some live action.
Yeah.
And we'll keep y'all posted. But yeah, that's the main thing coming up is that show. This time of the year is pretty
dead.
Pretty dead for us with 3D about to start. Hopefully you'll start seeing us go to a couple 3D shoots, and we'll get you some videos for that. And anything local, anybody's welcome to go with us. But I'll have to get a schedule and maybe right after we get back from the show or even next week kind of give a rundown of what we're going to try to hit as far as what we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
Should be having a Reinhardt R100 down in Homer, Georgia, probably in March. And then Mays, the Total Archery, we'll be trying to go to both of those. Wouldn't mind hitting an ASA. But then, like, big shoots, we got, Lancaster coming up right after ATA, then Vegas, then ASA will start, so.
I think Lancaster, I hadn't looked the dates up, but I think it's kind of like the last weekend of January, I think is when the Classic is. Lancaster, I think. Vegas is always, second week of February, I think. Somewhere
something
in
like
there.
that, yep.
Then ASA starts towards the end of February and gets the 3D season going.
Just speaking of random stuff, last week it got down to 7 degrees here, which is way out of whack for South Carolina. Like, they said like 1983 was the last time it got that cold here. And now it's in the 60s, and this coming week it's going to be almost 70. Our weather is all over the place. I mean, all over the place, and I don't like it. But I think for Indy, it's going to be okay. We've been up there when it snowed. We've been up there when it's done all kind of stuff.
Yep.
And if you remember last year, just when we went to Louisville, we got stuck in the snow blizzard on, was we on 65 or something?
I think so.
Whatever big interstate there, and sit there for like 10 hours, and then ended up having to go down the interstate backwards and take all these back roads, and a 7-hour trip turned into like a 15-hour or whatever it was trip.
Yeah.
It was a mess. So this year, a couple of us are flying. TJ said he didn't have wings, so him and Partain are driving, but I don't think there's any kind of snow going on before or during our trip, so thank God. Thank goodness.
I hadn't even looked. I've been meaning to track the route to see which way we were headed to kind of see it, but I fell behind. I hadn't done it.
But if you already know of any products that are new or any products that are coming out or any of that, you can go ahead and start putting them in like the comments. Hey, I wouldn't mind you looking at this or that or the other, because we can go ahead and start kind of making a general list of stuff people want to know about. And at least if we're at that booth, we what was that? Oh, it was that thing.
Yeah.
We could make a quick video for you or something and show it to you. And really, that's about it. I'll be curious to see this Bowtech shooter, who he is on the 3rd, which, like I say, will probably happen before this video gets put out, but it'll be close. See if it's who it is. But, I don't know if we talked about it before. Chance Boboff went to Darton.
Yeah.
Jack had already went to Darton. Darton's grabbing a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Spending a lot of money.
They picked up somebody else. Me and you was talking about it earlier, but can't remember. And
it was 2 or 3 more pretty big name people, but they're doing things.
Yeah,
definitely want to shoot all of their bows at the show.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be there. Check them out. But that's about it. Kind of a boring week or whatever. But if y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, put them down there in the comments, and we appreciate y'all watching. I'm trying to think. I've got a couple bear videos coming up. Somebody was wanting speed tests on a couple bear bows. I got to get them out. I was going to do it actually last Saturday. Me and Bobby were here, but it ended up being kind of busy, so I didn't have time. But I got to get that done. I've had some different questions about the bear adapt. I need to do that video. I'd probably do that before ATA and then the ATA stuff. But just let us know anything you want to see or know about. Yeah. Still waiting on our prime bows mostly. We got a 32 in, one 32 in. Still no modules. Still no. We don't know. So
we did get some the Epsilon.
We got the prime Epsilon rest with their logo on it. We got 3 or 4 of those. So if you need one of them, holler at us. But hopefully in the next month we'll start getting some more bows in from them. I don't know what's going on, but we will be having a small powwow at the show.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, y'all holla.
Yep.
We'll see y'all next time.
See y'all.